Hey guys, AscendantGod here. Didn't see that coming, did you? Shout out from down below. Shout out from above too. There we go. Alright, so AscendantGod doing a run on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss here. Gonna run through the champions real quick. I'm gonna skim through them because if you really want more in-depth information about these champions, just look at my previous videos. I've covered them pretty in-depth already in most of the rounds. So just really quick, just to skim through it if you haven't seen my previous videos. Steel Skill, Poison on the A1. This is a counter group, by the way. It's a pure counter group. No speed in it, not yet. I'm going to run a speed hybrid later, but right now it's just pure counter, so I've been starting to build it to just be a pure counter group because it's going to take a little bit longer for the hybrid than I thought. So, we got a Poison on the A1, which is nice with a counter. Debuff removal, so it can remove the stun, heals the champion in the process, and an increased defense and heals all allies. So, Tyrell's next now. So Steel Skull's main role is basically some extra poisons and survival of the group near the end when the damage gets brutal. Next, Tyrell, my attack down champion, attack down on the A1, backup defense down champion, and then the A3 just does raw damage to the boss, but it's a decent amount of damage. Martyr, my opinion, best counter-attack champion in the game here. She's absolutely amazing. She's got her counter-attack on her A1 with an increased defense on it. She has a backup attack down for me so that if Tyrell dies prematurely or he misses a couple of times, gets stunned, and doesn't get to refresh it, I have a backup attack down on her. And defense down on her A1, which again with a counter is great. And then Drakemorph here, my top poisoner, top damage dealer overall. He's amazing with 4 poisons here. That is 3 turns each. Yep, 3 turns on 4 poisons with a 3-turn cooldown. He's my backup weaken and defense down champion, so if I need the 2 of those, I have this that I can cast. Otherwise, when I don't have poisons up, I'm using his A1 because the damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. So of course with the boss you have 7 to 10 debuffs at least at any given time. So this is anywhere between 70 to 100% extra damage that I'm usually doing. Turbold is my raw damage dealer and my weakened champion. So he has an A2 that increases his attack, crit rate, and increased speed. A3 that damage increases according to how many buffs he has on him. So it scales up for each buff. On Ultra Nightmare, it seems like it scales up maybe about 5,000 per buff, something like that. Doesn't scale up nearly as well as Nightmare, but it still scales. And then A1 Weaken, which is great with a counter group again because he just got buffed recently, just actually yesterday. It went from what used to be a 30% base chance to a 55% base, and then with the skill ups down here, 75% chance. It's really good. Now, that covers the basics I've covered in previous videos. What's changed since previous videos? I changed his skills some. I don't even remember exactly. Oh yeah, it was Master Hexer and Sniper because I really wanted to try to keep Weaken up at all times, so I felt like that was more valuable than Lasting Gifts. But since the buff to him, I didn't need Sniper as much anymore because now his chances are so good at debuffing that I just didn't need it. And then we have Lasting Gifts here, which, 30% chance to extend durations of buffs. Since he gives himself 3 buffs and he gives himself them so frequently with his A2, made sense to get Lasting Gifts to get more speed, more attack, more crit rate. And so then in the last battle that I did, it increased his damage quite a bit, so it's really good. Other change that I made, Martyr used to be in the offense and support tree. I have to redo my Masteries build guide pretty soon because there's some other ones that I found that are more feasible. Typically with the clan boss, you usually want to go offense and support tree for most champions. Since this is a pure counter group with no speed in it, I got rid of her support tree because the problem is that the increased turn meter boosts for everybody was messing things up, plus her Lasting Gifts. Since it's a 30% chance to extend a buff, it would extend the counterattack or the increased defense on Tyrell, which would cause other people to get stunned, and I want Tyrell being the one to get stunned. So instead I put her into the defense tree. This has increased her survival here. Not going to get too much into what's going on in here because again I'm going to cover that in another video. So if you want more in-depth information about the Masteries, I'm going to be doing a video very soon, by tomorrow actually, so you can do a search in my channel for a YouTube video on Mastery clan builds, and sorry, not Mastery Clan builds, Mastery build guides. I'm going to actually do a Mastery build guide that's going to compose both for Arena and Clan Boss and just Dungeons overall, and just kind of encompass all of it a little bit. And because I really need to redo that. I have some right now that are up that are good for the basics, and I do kind of touch on the notions of using a defense tree instead of support, but I want to get a little more in-depth into that. I feel like I have a lot more experience now and can make one that's more comprehensive. So you can see here, I got 2 keys. I'm well on my way to 4 keying the Ultra Nightmare top tier chest, which is what my goal is these days. I used to do 2 key Nightmares, and my clan doesn't down Ultra Nightmare, but I still think that since they buffed the rewards for Ultra Nightmare, that it's more feasible to get 1 chest from Ultra Nightmare than it is to get 2 chests from Nightmare these days. So I'm going to try it at least for a week. So my first run on this, my last run I just did was 20.4. It was really good, but there was a glitch with the video, so I didn't record it. But anyway, but here the run this morning was pretty bad, so that the 20.4 kind of made up for the really bad run this morning. I did it when I was half asleep. Now I have to buy a key because in the last one I tried to do a run here and the game freaking crashed. So annoying. It had so many crashes and bugs. Like, it was on this loading screen and it froze up when it was like unloading something or other. Yeah, unloading unused assets. So anyway, so I had to waste 100 gems. I definitely filed a support ticket about that. So anyway, but yeah. So yeah, this morning I forgot my coffee. I was on my way to work, half asleep, in the middle of traffic. I did something stupid. I let the attack down drop off of the clan boss, and as a result, the boss did the AOE and killed 3 out of my 5 champions. So it was horrible. It was a complete train wreck, and they died at least 1 AOE round early. They shouldn't have, because I mean, attack down. It's 50% attack down. It's vital. So, all right. To start here, always I want my Tyrell as the lead because Martyr gives more defense, but I want Tyrell being the one who gets stunned because he does the least amount of damage. He's the one that I'm least worried about getting stunned, because getting stunned and going through a full turn of stun means your cooldowns don't actually cool down. For Tyrell, I don't care because he's my backup defense down champion since she has her defense down on her A1. And his A3 does a modest amount of damage, but everybody else does more damage than him. So he's the one I'm least worried about. I want the defense down because I'm not worried about attack down yet on the boss. I don't need attack down. These initial damages are a joke. So I want to buff up Turbo now. Normally when I use his A2, I want to use his A3 as soon as possible. The exception is right in the beginning here because I want to try to get weakened on the boss. And I have a 75% chance that he's going to place weakened. So most of the time he will do it. And then the other nice thing about this is, yes, see, he placed it, so we're doing good so far. Nice thing about that, too, is that by the time that he gets his next turn, she's going to give him the counterattack and the increased defense, which means he's going to have 5 buffs for his A3, which, again, scales based off of the number of buffs that he has. So, see, right here, he's going to get that increased chance. And he's going to get a counterattack with all these buffs on him, too, which is nice. We can reapply weekend. Good. Good, looking good, looking good. Only 1 slot left, so Steel Skull should fill up that slot with a poison. Alright, so now this is where you see, now he has 5 buffs on him, so to come at the boss with the A3, which again scales off of the number of buffs on Turbo, and now I'm going to hit him hard. We got the weaken up, so we're good with that. 71k, 73k, that's looking good. Alright, and then with Tyrell, I already have the attack down. I really don't want the attack down on the boss yet. But I want to hit the A3 because the A3 hits the hardest with Tyrell. So 66k crit, that's pretty decent. All right, so let me see here. All right, she should reapply the defense down. So I'm going to come at the boss with the A1. The problem with Draco, I mean, it only hit for like 19,000, but his crits do like what 30, 40,000 something. So they're pretty decent. Plus, his A3 does absolutely no damage, so it's better to get that almost 20,000 than to get nothing. She should reapply here. Yeah, there we go. She had another counterattack, so I figured one way or another she would definitely get it back up onto the boss. Alright, looking good as far as the debuff. So, yeah, the only ones, I don't really want the attack down right now. I wish I could get that to fall off, but, I mean, it's for 2 turns right now. Like, it's not going to fall off anytime soon. Alright, the only downside of having all the debuff slots filled right now is I can't refresh the attack down, defense down. The defense down is going to drop off of the boss because I can't refresh it right now. This for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. If the boss is full of the 10 debuffs, you can't refresh any buffs on him. Alright, and yes, we're going to go at him with the A3. You notice how frequently Turbold is getting his A2 and his A3. He rips through it because he gets 30% speed boost. And he's he's got a lot of speed on him. That's what I want. I want Tyrell to get stunned. Now you'll notice in my previous videos, I definitely need those poisons. I'm going to go for the poisons because, I mean, I don't have defense down up on the boss yet, but I just can't miss out on those poisons. I mean, 4 poisons, that's 200,000 damage. You don't want to lose out on that. It's not worth getting that defense. Oh, the only downside though now, oh, actually a poison's going to drop off. 3 poisons are going to drop off, so I should reapply the defense down here. Because again, the great thing with this group is, oh, she missed. Really? Really? She is failing at life on this. Okay, well, I got a debuff slot. Oh, and he still doesn't have his defense down up. Alright, I'm going to have to use it on Dracomorph. I need that defense down. Especially because Turbolt's about to hit really hard with 5 buffs on him. I don't want to miss out on defense down. It's going to increase that by quite a bit. Alright, so I'm out with the A3. Okay, roughly 1 didn't crit. Makes no sense. He has like 90% crit rate on, well, at 87% crit rate with that crit rate boost that he gets, but yet he still misses his crits. Quite a bit. Looking good. Boss is full of debuffs again. Only downside is that the weaken only has 1 turn left and he's full of debuffs. So it's like, on the good side, I got the boss full of debuffs. Actually, you know what? I'm going to come at the boss with my A1 just because of the fact that I want to save the A2 and the A3 to try to get attack down to fall off the boss. Because I can't refresh attack down right now. So let me come at the boss with that to try to get that to drop off. Because that's an extra slot I could fill with a poison that's an extra 50,000 damage every single turn. Because like I said, I mean, you can see the damage is kind of a joke still at this point. I don't need that. I don't need the attack down yet. So I would rather not have it on the boss. It's just for this group. The good thing is later on, it's great for survival because it's almost hard to not end up having attack down on the boss. Boom! And she did her counterattack. That's one of the nice things about that defense tree there is that she does that counterattack from time to time. Alright, and then hopefully Turbold. It's not weakened. Alright, I'm going to wait to do that next turn, just because next turn he will have 2 more buffs on him for that. I can recast that, and I want to reapply Weaken. So, I just feel like that was a more valuable choice for overall damage, especially because the boss is about to get filled up with debuffs. I don't want that to happen before he get Weaken reapplied. I don't want that defense down to fall off, but I don't want to miss out on that slot either. She's not going to attack, so counterattack, I'll hopefully reapply it anyway. Hopefully he won't... See, it's like near impossible to get that attack down to fall off of the boss. Because he has it on his A1, so the counterattacks, it's just... There's no way I'm going to get it to fall off. I might as well just get the extra damage here from the A3. Alright, so he's going to be coming at the boss with his A3, so he's not going to refresh Weaken. I want to do the Weaken refresh here, just in case. I don't want that falling off of the boss. Oh, nice, in 3 turns, too. That's good. Okay, so see, this is why I wanted to wait. Now he's going to have 5 buffs on him for his A3. And there's the Weaken up there now, which is good, so it's going to hit a lot harder. And he missed one again. 77k at least on 1, still hits harder than anybody else by far. It's astounding how often he misses it. Like, I feel like the numbers in this game are really skewed, they're not accurate. I feel like your crit doesn't end up being as high, the chances for debuffs aren't as high sometimes. Like, when he was supposed to get a 50% chance to debuff with his A1, there was like 5-6 turns sometimes where he wouldn't apply the debuff. Like, I don't know if maybe the skill ups weren't working right for him or something was buggy with him. But I don't know, there's some chances I find like the percentage odds of things supposed to be happening just don't happen as frequently as they are supposed to. And I don't like RNG. I like making it skill-based. Oh, nice, she counterattacked again. Cool, and then she reapplied her defense down, so that's awesome. That's the defense tree is pretty nice. There's a 1 in 5 chance she's going to counterattack when somebody gets stunned, so it gives her some extra attacks here and there, which is nice. Plus, it's not getting that lasting gifts where he's getting an increased defense, because what happens is if he has an increased defense on him, or a counterattack, instead of stunning him, the boss, because he's the leader, so the boss always tends to favor stunning the leader, with 2 different exceptions. One, if somebody has low hit points, like pretty low, like usually like about maybe 75% or below, or especially 50% or below, he's going to go after that champion, try to kill them. Other situation is if the leader does have buffs on them, like that, where it's like increased defense, the boss is just like, no, I'm not going to go after him, I'm going to go after somebody else. So there's a couple of circumstances like that where the boss will go after other champions. Now you see Turtle doesn't get counterattacked very often. He usually rips through that. Right now he's getting a counterattack with all the buffs on him. That's beautiful. Didn't reapply weaken though, that's not good. Oh well, hopefully he will this time. There we go, good. Alright, great, got it. That increase to the chances is so much better. Like, I almost booted him off of my team because he was missing weaken so much that I'm like, yeah, he does a great amount of raw damage, but he's not applying weaken, and I really wanted 100% weaken up, so I'm like, I can get that with Rosin, Scarhide, because I have him in my roster too. I'm not using him yet, but plus, Rosin, for when the boss gets below 50%, can remove that strength increase that the boss gives himself. That's the only thing that I'm missing in this group right now, is I don't have any buff removal for the boss for when the boss gets below 50%. Really, 51 and 58, that's kind of a joke. It's amazing how much Turbold's damage can vary. I've seen him do as low as like 45k on the boss with his crits on his A3. I've seen him do as high as, like, I think on the Ultra Nightmare, like 85k. On Nightmare, he did as high as like a little over 90k once, but I have not nowhere near that high on this. Alright, I want to save that defense down as a backup just in case. I want to start making sure. Alright, I want to refresh weekend. I can't remember if Turbo's A3 is up. I wasn't paying attention with that. I need to pay more attention. I try to explain so much to you guys. Sometimes my runs aren't quite as good as they should be. See, I didn't really need to do it. It probably would have done it anyway. Oh well. Better safe than sorry. Alright, well, they did recast it. You can tell when something gets recast because it'll flash up here. So, like, if it's at the top and it blinks, that means that it was recast. But like I said, better safe than sorry anyway. And then I only missed on probably about 20,000 damage from Drake and Morris 3-1. Good. And again, I really love the fact that I'm so glad that I removed her lasting gifts. Like, downside of removing lasting gifts is that when I do try to run a speed/counter hybrid, okay, now I want to wait until he has the extra buffs, because I want to refresh weaken here. So as much as I'd like to use his A1, I want to refresh weaken, plus next go around she's going to give him the counterattack and increased defense. She's definitely going to chance to get to do that before he gets another turn. I mean, he has a speed boost, but not that fast where he's going to get another turn before she goes, because she's about to go. Everybody else is gone. So, good. Going to fill up the boss with debuffs. And then debuffs are going to fall off the boss, so I can refresh weaken. Oh, actually, I already refreshed weaken. What am I talking about? Alright, and he's going to counterattack with the 5 buffs on him, so that's nice. Didn't refresh weaken, that's okay, it's 3 turns. It's going to still be 2 turns after this. So, yep, still 2 turns up. Ooh, definitely want to get attack down on the boss now. I don't want to risk that. Most likely I'd be okay, but that's kind of risky. Alright, we can do the A3 here now. Beautiful, 72k. Oh, really missed again? 70 times he's missed with his crit. And again, he's at like an 87% crit rate when he has that. Oh, he has that crit rate boost. But yeah, like I said, I'm so glad that I got rid of her lasting gifts. I was hesitating for the longest time because I kind of wanted to. Well, eventually I do want to run a speed/counter hybrid. With a counter and speed hybrid, ideally the goal is to get so much speed on your champions and have a speed boost, ideally a speed aura, and you're going so fast like Turble does that she would actually be able to recast her counterattack before the boss does their second AoE. So people are going to go through their turns like Turble does and rip through the counterattack and increase defense like he does, but she's going to be able to recast it again on them before the boss does the second AoE. So you'd still be taking advantage of the counterattacks, but you would also have all those extra attacks in between. Now, I could do that on Nightmare right now, but my goal was to run Ultra Nightmare, and as a result, I don't have the speed for it. I mean, I could get the speed with the gear that I have right now, but it would be at such an expense of defense and hit points that it's just, I don't see it as worth it. It would decrease their survival too much. I don't want to do that. I don't think it would be good. I think it would be more of a decrease, hurt me more than it would help me. So because of that, I figured I might as well get rid of the lasting gifts now, because I mean it's 150 gems to redo your masteries, but at the same time I want to maximize the damage from this group for now, because until I get Arbiter, which is still going to be at least like a couple more weeks, there's no point. Just because of the fact that those lasting gifts, when he would get the extra extended defense or counterattack, then when Turble was getting stunned, it's horrible, because you look at how much damage Turble does, and especially at the end of this fight, you'll see, like, he's my best raw damage dealer, and the great thing about that is, like, Dracomorph does a ton of damage. I mean, he's my highest damage dealer overall, but you have to consider that he's usually taking up, like, 4 slots for the poisons in order to do so. So the downside of that is that you only get so many slots. Oh my god, are you kidding me? He missed the attack down. Well, I have to recast that. Okay, so I want to get the weaken up on the boss. I need to get that defense down or else I'm going to die. So I do not want him... what to do here? What to do? I don't want to lose... Alright, I have to do the A3 because I want to save that single target stun. But I don't want to really lose the A3 yet either. This is frustrating. That was really bad. That was really bad RNG. Fortunately, this is why it's beautiful that Martyr has the attack down on her A3. She should cast it. She better not get resisted. Good. Good. Alright. If she didn't, that probably would have been a wipe there. I would have lost at least a few of my champions. That's pretty much what happened this morning. So I was half asleep. He failed at life this morning like that because he's a failure and he's going to get punished later. Just severe beating. The beating's going to be plentiful. Superfluous even. But regardless, he failed. I wasn't paying attention because, like I said, I was half asleep still. Forgot my coffee. And, oh no, Poison Pig's probably going to be the one to get stunned here. This sucks. That is not good. This is what I hate. Like, I feel like so often when it comes down to, like, where it's really important for them to do those things, they freaking fail. Alright, Martyr's not going to... Actually, he's probably going to be the one to get stunned because I'm going to lose his defense. That's what yes. And that's a good thing. I'd rather have... I don't think I'm going to lose him. He should survive it because he has quite a bit of hit points. I don't think he'll get killed. Yes, good. Oh, and counterattack. Beautiful. Alright. Definitely want to do that A1 because I need that attack down if at all. Really? You missed again? Wow. Wow. You are failing at life. Alright, definitely want to do the... Oof. Jeez, and I might lose Steel Skull in the process. It's like, do I want to lose Steel Skull right now or do I want to lose... Turble. Well, Steel Skull might survive. Turble definitely wouldn't survive where his hit points is at, and he's not going to get another turn, so I'm going to do that. That's kind of a gamble there. I might be losing Steel Skull here. Ooh, we survived! Yes! Yeah! Might fail at life again though, and he might, if he doesn't get War Master, he's going to die here. And he tends to be really stupid when it comes to these points in time where it's vital for him to get War Master. He misses all the freaking time. Alright, definitely want to get the weaken up there on the boss. Might be the last chance to actually do it. Oh, now he got a 3 turns. Cool. Alright, so more master, war, master, war. Yes, yes, he topped himself off. Yes, he's not failing at life. Yes, this is awesome. This might be a good one. Yeah, because that's the whole point of Steel Skull here, is to try to keep other champions alive. Obviously, if she dies, like, she just... I mean, I know it's a he, but I mean, really, look at the cleavage, look at the boobs. Like, I kind of feel like it's a woman. Yeah, I want to refresh the attack down just because he's going to get stunned here, or he should be the one to get stunned. But every once in a while I find near the end here, sometimes the boss will choose to stun somebody else when he knows the next AoE will kill them. Sometimes it's Poison Pig, or sometimes it's Martyr. The AI for the clan boss is pretty cunning. It's like they can't fix the AI for other champions in the game, but yet they make sure that the clan boss's AI works in the sense that when the boss knows they can kill your healer or kill a counterattack champion, they will do that instead of going after the leader sometimes. And you watch, it might happen this time. The boss might actually stun either Martyr or Steel Skull. No. See, sometimes that's what happens though. It's weird. It's like, well, I shouldn't say weird, it's just the way they set the boss up. Okay, so I want to... He's going to get 5 buffs for the next attack. He should survive. May not, but I want to recast weaken anyway regardless. So there we go, good. So at least he served some purpose. Now this is where the skill really comes in line. I really need to pay attention here because I want to try to show you guys a good run. I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm going to try to still narrate what's going on to help you guys for if you have the same champions, how this works. Alright, so I definitely want to top off Tyrell because Tyrell's not going to get a turn before the boss. If I don't heal him, he's definitely going to die. And once he dies, I can only survive for maybe a couple more turns because she can only do her attack down only lasts for 2 turns and then it falls off. And she can't refresh it again before the boss goes. Alright, so everybody's going to get an increased defense. Hopefully everybody's going to survive here, but I'm not sure. I might lose Turbolt here. Lost Turbolt. Almost lost Tyrell too, jeez. I feel like this is a pretty good run though, because that damage was so harsh. I think that Turbolt did make it pretty far into this, and that was a pretty good run as far as him. Alright, I might as well refresh the weaken now because I don't think I'm going to last much longer. Oh man, I should have attacked with him to top him off. He's gonna die. No. Let me see. Yeah, he's probably going to die because I want to save this increase. No. Let me do this. This might work here. Why didn't he heal himself that much? I thought he... I might be losing Steel Skull and or Dracomorph. Or everybody. Alright, well... At least he'll survive for one more tick of these poisons. That's 200,000 there just from the poisons. 200,000, he gets stunned, 2 more ticks, another 100,000. That's why you want to try to get somebody to survive as long as possible. 1927, that's not that great. I feel like that should be better with the changes that I made to these champions. It's kind of frustrating. I don't know what went wrong there. But Dracomorph did good. I mean, 6.9 million, that's pretty solid. Turbolt here, 4 million. So you see, like, he's my highest raw damage dealer, like I said. You know, he did a little bit more than Steel Skull here, which normally Steel Skull does more. I think maybe that was a part of the problem. Steel Skull was kind of failing on poisons, maybe? I don't know. But, I mean, overall, not horrible. Like, the thing is, really, ideally, I want to be doing 20 million or more per key on Void, because the minimum that you need to do on average is 18.5 million in order to get that last key on Ultra Nightmare. So ideally I want to be doing, like, I'm at 57, so 13 million more and I'll have the key. So I'm well on my way to getting it. I'll have no problems getting it with the next key, but yeah, the problem is that, like, once the boss goes below 50%, like, eventually when my clan starts downing Ultra Nightmare, I I need to be doing at least 20 million per key, because obviously when the boss gets that extra 25% increased damage, my champions aren't going to survive as long. So I need an average of 20 million on this one. But I mean, that was an okay run. It wasn't too bad. I was hoping it would be better, especially with the changes I made to Turbold and the changes I made to Martyr, and that now Tyrell's always the one to get stunned. But I don't know. I'm going to look at this, see what I can try to do here to try to maybe improve this group a little bit more. And then I got another run tonight. Hopefully the run tonight will be over that 20 million again like it usually is. Well, I shouldn't say usually, but like I'm ideally shooting for most of the time. But I'm going to see if I can have any gear upgrades on them too, see what else I can do to tweak them up. And then stay tuned for this evening where I'll do another clan boss run, hopefully get over that 20 million again. So until then, I'm going to get to work on these champions, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Until then. Hi guys, this is Anthony here, also known on this channel as AscendantGod. Wanted to thank you for checking out my channel here, really appreciate it. Be sure to check out the other videos. I got plenty of goodies on here. Also check out the description sections in the videos. Got plenty of links on there for all different kinds of goodies that I think would be worthwhile for you guys. If there is something in particular that you don't see on my channel that you want to see, be sure to let me know in the comment section as well. And I think that's about it. All I've got. I'm just going to get back to this thing here. I'm pretty sure if I just... Oh,
we have such sights to show you.
wow. That's really funny. Same here.